The youth of Osumogu have been deceived to fight against Biafra government and Biafra army. The one thing everybody must understand is that when you are fighting against Biafra army, I want you to know what you are fighting against. I am making it clear this night for all those people who believe they are fighting against IPOB to know you are not fighting against IPOB. You are fighting against Biafra. And they're not only fighting against Biafra, you are fighting against Biafra and against the Biafra government. So, if you know anybody in Osumo generally, call them, warn them of what they are doing. They are now beginning to collaborate with the Nigerian government in fighting against Biafra, fighting against the coming of Biafra, in fighting against what Biafrans are doing to restore freedom in the land of Biafra. Yes, okay, Osomo is in Imo State, thank you. All under also local government. So now, all the things the army, Biafran army did, like all the places, the strategic points, Biafran army said some things, mount some things. The youth are now beginning to collaborate with the army, going those places that army could not go because they have I don't know if that you said they have the privilege being the indigenous people now go for the army to remove and to destroy some things working with the Nigerian army. Before we go on, make we see within the Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra Defense Army headquarters have told them. Let me read it for you. Defense headquarters, Biafra Liberation Force. Sorry. Response from the Biafra Defense Force. This is to notify the great youth of Osumogu that the Biafra Defense Force, which comprises of Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra Resistance Fighters, acknowledged your letter through, though it was wrongly addressed to us. We are the Biafra Liberation Army and the Biafra Resistance Fighters, which operate within the area mentioned by the body that addressed this letter. In your letter, we found this error. We are not Eastern Security Network, ESN. We are Biafra Defense Force, which house the Biafra Liberation Army and Biafra Resistance Fighters. If you want a reasonable response from us, then address us properly. Address us properly of whom we are. We also take notice of the error that we are fighting the above mentioned area. Neither the youth, men, and the women of the great Osumogu ancient kingdom, our war of liberation is against the Nigerian terrorist forces and their enablers. Our delegated duty by the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile, Maze Simon Ekpa, is to protect lives and properties of our people in Osumogu, Old Imo State, and the Biafra at large. If you have indulged in pinpointing our men to the enemies, then it is up to you to repent. Finally, any misconduct or sabotage of our effort to liberate Biafra by any group or individuals will be met with equal and superior measure. Please, in your next letter, address us properly by our identity, and also remember to sign the letter and never to be anonymous anymore. Signed, General Igwe Butuzo, Commander General, Biafra Defense Force. So these people of Sumogu are seen going about destroying the things the Biafra army have led. So they are saying that the Biafra army are killing them, doing this, doing that. And the Biafra army, Biafra de facto army, defense force have made it clear. If you are one of those people sabotaging their men, sabotaging their effort like we have seen them do, they even got the guts to video and they put in the social media that they are working against the coming of Biafra. They made it clear there is nothing like ESN anywhere. And they made it clear again that the only enemy they are standing against are enemy that have come to kill and run away. If you come to kill, you no go fit escape. So if anybody from Osumogu or anywhere in Biafra land in totality have chosen to be part of those that will be enemies to their people, sabotaging, working with the Nigerian army or anybody, police or security, you are warned to carry your leg, carry your hand, come up for fire before the fire go burn you. Because remember, we know they forget. We do not forget, and we will never forgive you. If you think you will stand against the freedom of millions of people, you go come up for road though. By fire, by force. You must leave the road. There is no two ways about it. And we know they go to their house for you. You must leave the road for us. That is it. Now, somebody, you see why Nigeria has no law. Nigeria has no law. Somebody, an individual, will sit down and tell you the conditions Nnamdi Kanu must meet before he gets released, in the name that he is a Yoruba man or he is whatever. This is to tell you that if you think you be human being, are they sorry for you? Because you are gone. You are gone. And then, if you remember now, that voice of the people that that barrister fought was calling our prime minister Ekperima, was calling him criminal, was saying that he is not fighting for freedom, that he is only a criminal and a bandit, and call him name that the prime minister said, from now on, if you fight against Biafra, Biafra will fight against you. If you think you will be our enemy, we will be your enemy. And that is where we are now. And that is what we are doing now. So now they are now saying something which we will go there later. And then some Nigerian politicians and the traditional rulers and the politicians and governors, last week I showed you something. I don't know if I have that video. I will still show you that they are the one responsible. When things the worker people they see them, they go begin to understand the real truth. Now, Ohaneze Ndibo are now distinguishing themselves. They are now separating themselves from anything that is going to hinder the coming of Biafra, directly or indirectly. They are trying to make it clear that we are clean and clear. We are not standing against you. And then now we see the Biafrans, like the governors, which will go there and we will listen. And I want you to understand again, in Abuja today, a notice has been served. A notice has been served. Let's go to our Prime Minister's handle to get some updates. Okay. A notice has been served to the people of Abuja. Novera Central Mall, Wuse, Abuja, The notice has been served that let me bring up the notice. Sorry. Um, okay. The notice has been served that they have till 30th of this month to vacate the place. 30th of this month to vacate the place. Now let us read. We are going to read it together. We are going to read it together. I just want you to know what is going on and the how and the why they are going on. Because our people do not listen. Our people, they do not hear. They do not hear and they don't want to hear. That is their problem. They don't hear and they don't want to hear. Now, Rental Supermarkets Nigeria Limited, June 21st, 2024. Dear partner, subject, notification of Novera Wuse Central Mall stores closure. We regret to inform you that as of June 30th, 2024, Retail Supermarkets Nigeria Limited will be closing its Wuse store location located in Novera Wuse Central Mall, Abuja. This decision has been made after a thorough evaluation of the store's financial situation and the current business climate. We have this We believe this is the best closure course of action for our organization long-term growth. Effective June 30, 2024, our company will no longer operate in Wuse and we will no longer require your services for the Novera Wuse Central Mall store. Please note that all existing services contract also terminates for the store. If your service are specifically tied to the Novera Wuse Central Mall store, and if there is an outstanding balance between our companies, we will carefully review our accounting records over the next 60 days, about 2 months. We will then promptly contact you to confirm the amount owed and discuss a suitable payment schedule. We would like to express our gratitude for your past business. It has been a pleasure working with you and your terms. If you have any question or concern, or if there is anything we can do to assist you during this challenging transition, please do not hesitate to reach us. Now, why are they read this now? Make you understand there are so many other companies that has left Nigeria. I think as at last week we have over 30 companies that has run away, run from Nigeria. They run waka. Now this is the Novera and they are gone. And I think we should let us just take a time to go through our prime minister's handle and see what is going on today. After they have told you that sit at home they have killed the sit at home has died, the sit at home is resurrected, sit at home is buried, oh, Biafra is finished, oh, Simon, every Biafran is now doing the needful. I want you to understand that Biafrans are doing the needful. It's no longer and people from Biafrans are now reason, not that they are waking up. Every Biafra don't wake up. Fool. Every Biafra now don't wake up. Kuro kuroli. I want to make you get this. Every Biafran don't wake up. Kuro kuro full. So people are now willingly observing the sit at home, observing everything, doing their votes, I don't know if you have voted or if you've not. If you have not, and you are still looking at me, you still go about from one platform to the other, you still go about fighting against the restoration of Biafra. I don't know what to tell you, but the only thing to tell you is that there's that music one man sang, a promoter sang. He said, "I gonna get back on one or Lanka." Something which you refuse to do. When that thing will reckon, hey, the day of reckoning, you go cry. Now you go cry, no be me. So I want everybody to think again about what is going on and how they are going on. Like I said, we are going to pass through our prime minister's handle before we go into the program today. So let's go. Let's hear this.
I want you to understand that there is nothing we do today that is against any law. There is no way any government will unleash its own military to kill their citizens, and you tell me that somebody is going to support that. No, it is only that many people don't know their right. That's why Nigeria have taken advantage of that to kill many people for many years. Thousands of people have been killed. Today, northern Nigeria, they are ravaging the villages. The terrorists are sacking and burning entire villages, and there is no military there because the military is already part of them. All they do now is to send their own legitimized terrorists in uniform to Biafra land to do the job for them. But I thank Chukwuka Biama that the Biafra Liberation Army, the defense force of Biafra, have surprised them. They thought it is by Jesse, Oboro Jesse Naba, or system Naba. Today, I am very, very proud of the Biafra Defense Force. I'm very proud of the Biafra resistance fighters. The way they are neutralizing these terrorists is something that we are going to write in the book, and our children will read about it. How they stood gallantly, defended our land, and neutralized criminals and terrorists who come to kill us. It will continue to go down in the history.
Now, they will continue to go down in the history. We will just go through some few updates from our prime minister before we go into the program this evening. Now, like I used to tell us, if waiting we they do is wrong against the law, how do you think that any government in EU, in America, will give you an office as a liaison office? You know what liaison office means? Liaison office stand the same thing as embassy office. Now I want to tell you something. As Musa alleged or lied to people, to deceive people, to distract people from facing the reality, Musa went on to tell people that he will fish them out, those that are sponsoring their own freedom, that he is going to fish them out. And then I want to tell everybody today, if what Musa is saying is true, why? It's very simple. Okay, me, I am a Spain. All Musa need to do, call Spanish embassy, see this person. You don't even need to go about the you don't need to look for my name. The only thing Musa should do, I do live program. Carry one of my live program. Give Spanish embassy. This man is one of them. They will use my live program. They will know my location. They will come my house, come visit me, or they go call me for telephone, give me invitation. Or they go call here, come bundle me, go give Musa. So for the fact that Musa could not, will not, cannot, have no right to do that, because Musa cannot go to the Spanish embassy and tell them, like you hear those elders said, and tell them, please see this man now, this man with glasses, he is preaching that people should support Biafra. And they will ask him, what do you mean by Biafra? Remember, Spain cannot and can never listen to him. In Spain today, as I'm talking to you, we have a part of Spanish land called Catalonia that want to leave. They want to separate themselves from Spain. They know they mock anybody. When they rise to do their protest, the police go even guard them, make sure say nobody wound. Even among the protesters, when you shout to one another, police go tell you make you calm down. And the police from the side that are protesting will join them in protest with their uniform. It's only in Biafra land that you will see police shoot at people because they carry car. Even sometimes with nothing. They will raise their hands and say, "We are saying, give us freedom." Police will open fire on them. Only in Nigeria. Since Buhari took office, how many times have you seen people gone to do protest and come back alive? Only those that go to do protest according to the will of Nigeria, that they know that their protest will mount to nothing. If you do NSAS, you will mount. They go mount you. If you want to stand against the hike of price, food price, they go mount you. School fees, they go mount you. Freedom, they go mount you. Police incessant killing, they go mount you. Police brutality, army, they go mount you. If you dare stand.
All right, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you back-to-back updates and information as they hot. If this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you go be the first. We'll collect them. Well, let's go down to the news proper as they hot. You don't share. Plenty matters dey my table for this morning now. They go dey bring am one by one to you. First of all, na the matter wey be say e concern Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike, one of Ndị Igbo, as Deputy Speaker Kalu has said that he is optimistic that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will soon be released. Deputy Speaker Kalu, he's also from Abia State. He's more like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's brother. He has made a statement that he's optimistic that Nnamdi Kanu will be released soon as possible. I don't doubt his antecedent. I don't doubt his belief or how optimistic he is. But the where I have doubt is not about saying that you are optimistic that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released very soon. But my point is, what are the efforts that is being made to be able to make sure that Kanu is released from the DSS detention? What effort are they making to be able to actualize this? Because some people say that I'm too much talking, not a full basket, but action speaks louder than words. Maybe before I'll come back to that, let's go down to full detail of this particular information. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, confirmed on Tuesday that he has met with the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, a couple of times at the Department of State Service facility, expressing high hopes that he will soon regain his freedom. Amended and Section 107 Bracket 1 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. Honorable Kanu, who disclosed this in a statement issued in Abuja through his chief press secretary, Levinus Mwabiohu, expressed excitement over the recent call by 50 members of the 10th House of Representatives, led by Honorable Obi Agwocha, seeking for the release of the detained leader of the IPOB. He also applauded the lawmakers spread across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country and the political parties for throwing their weight behind him on the appeals for Kanu's freedom. According to the Deputy Speaker, there are expectations that the Southeast caucus will also arise in unison soon to support the effort. Recalling the impeachment of the Peace in the Southeast Project, PISE, a social advocacy group he founded that promotes the idea of a non-kinetic approach to resolving the security challenges and other sociological issues in the Southeast geopolitical zone of Nigeria. Carlos said that the release of the IPOB leader was very crucial to the restoration of peace in the zone. He said that a milestone has been recorded in his private engagement with the authorities on achieving a political solution in Kano's case. The Deputy Speaker recalled that Honorable Agocha accompanied him in one of those engagements with the decision makers in the country on the issue. Honorable Carlo, however, stated that some high-profile security issues are not product of advertisement in the media, hence the need to keep them confidential in order to not to jeopardize the gains so far are made. The Deputy Speaker, who also revealed that he has met with Khan a couple of times in the Department of State Service detention facility, said that hopes are high that the IPOB leader will soon regain his freedom. In the last visit, 2 weeks before the court appearance, Carlo had discussed and obtained a firm assurance on the side of the IPOB leader on the need for sustainable peace in the region. Notably, that agreement has since been communicated to the light of the authorities and Kano's younger brother as his family representative. While thanking the lawmakers for their support, Carlo, who also represented Ben, the federal constituency of Abia State, appealed to Ndi Igbo to remain calm and hope and avoid provocative comments on the issue in the light of the treason that the government of the day cannot be compelled either covertly or overtly. He stressed that with diplomacy, a solution will be finalized. Carlo also warned against merchandise of Madison Kano's incarceration for selfish economic gain, which runs at variance with his wish, emphasizing that the IPOB leader should not be used as a political tool for any political capital. He urged all those genuinely supporting the advocacy for his freedom to go about it dispassionately with the face of humanity and for no personal interest, so that the work quietly done on it so far will not be a waste. My brother, this one is coming from Deputy Speaker of House of Assembly, Carlo, who is also the Speaker representing Bende. He has said a lot of things which I'm supposed to say here, that a lot of people are using Mazin and the kind of issues for personal political aggrandizement. Most of them knows that election is coming quite soon in some states, especially at the southeast part, and you find out that most of these people, when election comes, you see them using Kano as a bait to meet up with their personal political gain. Of course, from what we have seen so far, even from 1999 to date, you and I can conclude that the politicians are not here for us. They are here for their pocket. They are here for their family. They are here for their next 20 generation that they want to amass wealth for, that they want to keep wealth for. That is what they are here for, because if not, why would the politicians be receiving all the stipends, allowance, salary, and the rest of them, and yet nothing has been done in this country? We don't have steady electricity. We don't have good road network. We don't have good hospital. Nothing. The government is not doing anything for the citizens of Nigeria. There is nothing the government has done for the citizens. The light is not stable. People pay for the light and it is not stable. You go to the hospital, you cannot be able to access the hospital facility without paying. This is federal government facility, which is supposed to be at your beck and call, and you must pay first before these people will attend to you. And that is why we have lost a lot of people. You have accident on the road. There is no ambulance to come at your call. It is nowhere found in this nation. Then tell me, what are these politicians? What are they actually doing in that office? Well, meanwhile, when you start talking about the matters that concerns this nation, you end up being more aggravated, than talking peacefully. Because when you look at the whole system, you find that the system dreams in total darkness. Yes, it favors only those they know. Meanwhile, another information breaking that Ijele is coughing out blood in detention. The person where they bring the information now, Adeyanju, raises alarm over clients' deteriorating health condition in prison. Of course, you know Ijele. Ijele is a man that the man that he's should I say is a social media influencer, but luck ran out of him when he started involving himself in the issues that concerns Ebukobi. When he called Ebukobi a fake pastor, I think that was where his case started. But on this part, I want to say that okay, let's go to the full detail of the information before I will come to this point. Social media influencer Mr. Chizorom Harrison Ofegbu, or Ijele as he called, is coughing up blood in prison, his lawyer said. Ijele has been in detention at the Nigeria Correctional Center, Ikoyi, Lagos. According to the statement on Tuesday, Ijele was granted bail by a federal high court in Lagos on June 14, 2024. He is now coughing up blood and has no access to medical facilities to restore his health. The statement read in part, "We wish to draw the attention of the general public to the deteriorating health condition of our client, Mr. Chizoron Harrison Ofebu Ijele, who has been detained since March 19, 2024 at the instance of the Nigeria Police Force on a purely civil dispute. A few days ago, our attention was drawn to the fact that our client, who is currently detained at the Nigeria Correctional Center, is coughing out blood. When I don't see as it happen. Meanwhile, I would say nna anyị Ebuka Obi yaramakwanụ nwanne, because Jesus Christ of Nazareth, who is the example of believers and our example, he was beaten and battered, he was spat on, a lot of things were done against him, but Jesus never revolted. He never, even when Peter took a sword and cut the ear of one of the Pharisees, a servant of the Pharisees that came to arrest him, Jesus did not do anything. He rather said, Peter, Jesus picked the ear, cleaned it of sand, and put it back on the guy's ear. That was his last miracle before he went to the cross, according to the record of the scriptures. Now, as Christians, we are meant to believe that Christians are meant to follow solely on Jesus Christ's example, because in Antioch, according to the record of the Act of Apostles, that was when this name Christians, because I know that some of these religious leaders, some of them don't even know this history. The first place those who believe in Jesus Christ were called Christians was in Antioch. And what transpired in Antioch was that these people were seen behaving like Jesus. Their character and that of Jesus was the same. Of course, you know that this will make you to understand that Jesus also had influenced a lot of people with his character, and he had built a reputation that whenever people see a particular style, trend, or function, or maybe balance or imbalance, they already can differentiate whether this is the type of life of Jesus or not. Even though in this century we are not opportune to be a first-hand witness of what actually transpired in those age, but I believe that some of these things were recorded for record and reference purposes. So if you say you are actually a Christian and you want to be Christ-like, I don't see any need of dabbling with an individual that decided to come out and say that you are fake. A lot of people have said this thing to people like Father Mbaka and the rest of them. I've never seen any day that Mbaka rose to say, okay, I'm gelling this. Even when, that's one of the reasons people respect Father Mbaka. Even when he was stripped of all his titles in the Catholic Church, he never said, I'm leaving Catholic Church. His first adoration center was taken away from him. Mbaka never did anything. He was still there in the Catholic Church because he believed that his oath is to his bishop, and his bishop is his Lord, and he is supposed to respect his bishop. And this brings me to all these Some of these churches that does not have anybody to answer to except somebody they choose to call their mentor, their father in the Lord, but they are not answering to anybody. Their sole founder, their sole GO, their sole bishop of that particular institution. And this is just, let me not call it scam, but somehow it is not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a structure that is not made for one person, whereby every other person will have access to that particular structure. And I will say kudos to the Orthodox on this particular point. Meanwhile, Jesus was spat on, he was flogged, he was beaten, he was insulted, assaulted, but he made no comments. And that is why the Bible recorded, like a lamb that is being led to slaughter, he said he made no comment. Meanwhile, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain. But before I will wind down the curtain, let's go back to the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu again. Amadike, one of Ndigbo. You will find out that people are actually using this guy as a political tool. Let me explain myself. The last election that brought Governor Soludo of Anambra State into existence promised that immediately they get into office, that their first mission and whatever they are going to do is to make sure that MNK is released from the DSS detention. But after this government took over the office, yes, of course, you will tell me that, yes, Soludo went, he visited, he snapped picture with him. But after snapping picture with him, after visiting him, what are other efforts that he had made? Of course, every information that concerns Kanu and Soludo sank into the water immediately after the election. There was no more moves than the rest of them. Now, this time, somebody like Ifeanyi Oba is also he's dreaming of becoming the governor of Anambra State. And the first thing he did was to go to the DSS detention with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wife to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this, that, and that. It's just to gather people, it's just to create awareness for themselves. If they actually want the interest of Ndigbo and also the interest of the duo, Kanu, why not meet the president? Why not schedule a meeting with the president? The president, yes, is the first citizen of the country, but he is not a spirit. He's a human being who can be assessed and approached. And I believe that these governors, these senators, have the access to approach the president anytime they feel like. Because he's their president, and they're also somehow meant to report back to him. But meanwhile, you have known the nation, and you have known that these politicians are a set of greedy people who are doing things on their own personal interests for their family, me, I, and myself. The country, they say their senators and their constituencies, there are no roads there. But these politicians are riding Land Cruisers, latest model. Their constituencies, there are no good road, no good hospital for the pregnant women, no good maternity, no good electricity network. In some villages, these people barely enjoy electricity. I've been in a lot of villages in Nigeria. You find out that these people barely know what is called electricity. Go to Ivory Coast. In Ivory Coast, if you pass through a thatch house, I mean a thatch house. When I mean a thatch house, I mean a thatch house, a mud house. These mud houses have electricity, even inside the villages. But come to here, we say Nigeria, we hail thee. We're actually hailing you, nation that is called Nigeria. Meanwhile, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain on this particular set of addiction. And if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news is dropping, you'll be the first to take it. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Hands leg. And as they be, make I bring you the matters where we say it dey happen for that side, because all of them na human being when them be. At least 7 people were killed and 100 kidnapped on Saturday night when gunmen attacked a rural community in Nigeria's northwestern Katsina state, residents and police said yesterday. A Reuters report said it was the latest attack against residents in the north of the country. Armed gangs known locally as bandits have frequently raided communities in the northwest, kidnapping residents, students, and motorists for ransom. Residents said gunmen on motorbikes arrived in my Dabino village in Damuza local government area of Castina and started shooting sporadically, forcing residents to flee. Hassan Aliyu told Reuters by phone that the attack took residents by surprise and dozens of women and children were confirmed missing. They killed 7 people, including burning 2 children, Aliyu said. They spent more than 6 hours destroying our properties, he added. Awalu Ismail, another resident, said the government first blocked all roads leading to Dabo before the attack. They burnt down our shops, vehicles, and took away our livestock. They also kidnapped my wife and more than 100 women and vehicles, he said. Katsina State Police spokesman Abubakar Aliyu Sadiq confirmed the attack and the 7 deaths, but would not say whether anyone was missing. He said police were investigating. The remaining men who did not flee are living in fear and waiting to hear news about their abducted loved ones, said Mohammed Sani, whose sister was abducted. Meanwhile, more than 1,000 people died during Hajj this year, according to a Reuters tally, as extreme heat hammered the nearly 2 million who took part in the annual Muslim pilgrim to Mecca. Most of dead were Egyptians. Security